Could the modern world beat the rumbling? My answer was always yes. And I saw a lot of people constantly debating over the Attack on Titan rumbling, if it would be a threat to the modern world. And I think, dude, I'm watching The Last of Us right now. That's a much more major threat. You see, that's a actual huge threat. A nuke would wipe the Titans away. But see, the wild part about Attack on Titan is, and I was thinking of making an entire analysis video on Attack on Titan about this, I think Attack on Titan has a lot of Eldritchian themes. Like, there are a lot of Lovecraftian themes in Attack on Titan. Like, the concept of how in the final chapter, it looks like it's all, the loop begins again. No matter what you do, no matter what you sacrifice, someone will walk into the tree, someone will get Titan powers, someone will cause this crazy, larger-than-life catastrophe.
And even if it was just for a week, it kinda got me thinking. The rumbling is one of the wildest apocalyptic events in fiction. A massive army of skinless giants just go for a walk.
It's the fact that they're skinless, yes. It's not the fact that they are literally flattening the planet.
Resulting...
Can't you just go to a place they already stomped on? Yeah, but how do you go to a place they already stomped on? Can't you just pick up the city and put it behind them?
In the end of all life wherever they go. But the funny thing about fictional ends of the world is most people look at them and like to think about what they would do. Unfortunately, this isn't your average zombie movie or show where you can imagine yourself as a hardened badass against the world.
You could totally imagine yourself as a hardened badass against the world. You and your gun and your knife that you have strapped to your thigh, and then your tomboy GF. Yeah, you're hardened badasses against the world, and then you're just gonna get stepped on. You can imagine yourself as badass as you want. You're just gonna get stepped on. And not in the good way.
You'll just die in the rumbling.
Frozone.
But it does make for an question. What if the rumbling happened in real life? Obviously, the world of AOT, with its less advanced technology, could do nothing through its sheer military power. But that might not be the case for us. Obviously, we as individuals...
This guy, he ain't doing squat in the rumbling.
Can't really do anything, but the world's militaries might be a different story. But before getting into what we could do, we have to go into just how deadly the rumbling actually is. Just a single wall titan is already a problem, standing at around 50 meters in height, since that's about how tall the walls they made up are. And they've got the physical brawn to back that up, effortlessly crushing any structures in their path. They also have the defensive capabilities to...
You know, honestly though, I think straight up, Nikocado Avocado could take one of these guys.
Walk off heavy artillery fire. This isn't even to mention their unnatural speed given their size. They were easily moving faster than the people running away from them, and were also stated to move faster than a galloping horse. This is with Hanji estimating that they could get 600 kilometers inland within half a day. A domesticated horse on average can run over 48 kilometers per hour. And if we assume Hanji is referring to a full day-night...
Yo, what if they put like a banana peel under one of them? That's how I would take care of them.
Cycle, then that would put the Wall Titans at around 50 kilometers per hour, bare minimum for their walking speed. That isn't even to mention just how many of them there are.
Dude, 50 kilometers per hour? Bro, you and your scooter can outrun these guys. Easy.
We never get an exact number or even a great estimate, but we do have King Fritz being quoted as saying there are tens of millions.
Yeah, but that could be an exaggeration. I don't think 10 million Titans fit in the wall.
Although it's hard to say how accurate this number is, since Paradis should not be nearly big enough to house that many.
That is obviously an exaggeration. It's the same as me saying it's like, bro, I could beat 1 billion of you.
Especially since Fritz had every reason to embellish a bit. Another statement we have is Armin describing Shiganshina's district's wall alone as having hundreds of Titans, which is more reliable considering
realistic.
his position. But we really have no absolute way of knowing. It's definitely a heavily debated thing just how many Titans there were exactly participating in the rumbling. But most people don't seem to take Fritz's statement at
Wait, hold up. Wouldn't they sink in the oceans? They're 50 meters tall, right? They would just sink in the oceans. Literally. The rumbling can't cross the sea.
Value, and a lot of doubt is placed on it by the community.
I guess they swim. Damn.
For this video, we're gonna be a little reserved and say there's likely tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands of them. Now, what happens if the military gets involved? That's not exactly a straightforward question. There's lots of political factors about how governments would respond to such a threat. To know is that the initial ground response would be completely ineffective. Infantry is just useless against Wall Titans, and it's what brings us to their most devastating weapon: the intense heat that they put off. from making the water around them boil to burning alive any who come close.
Yeah, that's pretty spooky.
The anime makes this aspect of them even more impressive, with it explicitly showing people just on fire from being around them.
Yeah, that's wild.
Any ground troops would be instantly overtaken. This would probably be the fate of any ground-based weaponry as well. Like we see demonstrated when Hanji fights off some of the wall titans, their weak spot is the same as any others, the nape of the neck. Our modern weaponry would absolutely be able to damage these monsters, that's for sure.
Okay.
We see how a single explosion from a
Team Rocket could make them by making a pitfall. True.
bombardment managed to blow one Titan's arm clean off. And the technology of this world is much less advanced. The problem with things like basic artillery is that it would have to attack from the front and won't be able to aim for the kill shot quite as accurately. I'm sure some would be taken out from a shot to the neck, since modern militaries do have some powerful explosives at their disposal, but not enough to make a meaningful dent before the source of the bombardment.
I love how this whole video is just gonna be talking about like all the things you can't do, and then the conclusion is like, yeah, but a nuke would wipe them all out. If you just need to blow up the nape of their neck, the napes of their neck, dude, you drop a nuke on these assholes and they are ashes.
Would be overtaken as well. The real asset that would actually be effective against this kind of enemy
Bombing.
would be in the sky.
Yeah.
Planes just have every possible advantage in this fight. They are much faster than the Wall Titans, with many modern jets exceeding the speed of sound, such as the F-15 Eagle, which can reach Mach 2.5 and of which there are hundreds in service in the United States military. Aerial weaponry like this also has the advantage of being able to actually hit the Wall Titans' weak spots directly.
Dude, such a United States move. It's like, you know, this takes place in like Africa or whatever, and the Wall Titans are expanding, they're wiping out Africa and Europe, and in America, they're not gonna do anything. They're not gonna do anything. They're gonna wait for some Pearl Harbor event until they actually lift a finger, and then, send out the freaking F-15s, bastards.
Since it can attack from a variety of angles. And realistically, it shouldn't take too long for militaries to figure out what the weak point of a Titan is. A couple of coordinated strikes and anyone paying decent attention would notice that the ones that got hit in the neck are the ones that stayed down. Hypothetically,
Also, they knew this. It's not like such a novel concept they have to kill Titans by hitting them in the nape of their necks. This is basically common knowledge at this point.
the moment this gets figured out, a good amount of the Wall Titans sort of become a non-issue. Hell, even drone technology has come a long way, so the rumbling could
Yeah, ask Obama.
probably be beaten from safely behind a computer. But you know what, let's give good old King Fritz the benefit of the doubt and take his threat of tens of millions of Wall Titans
They're not tens of millions of Wall Titans.
value. At least 20 million
10 million Wall Titans, please.
is quite a lot for sure. And I don't know, we somehow run out of the proper ammunition for the job. Humanity somehow gets their backs against the wall, and now the Wall Titans get to face our ace in the hole, nuclear bomb.
There we go, baby, Merca!
Of which there are literally thousands. The most powerful bomb to ever be tested would be the Tsar Bomba, with a blast yield of 50 megatons and a fireball radius of around 5 miles. The destructive power to deal devastating damage to entire cities.
Yep.
And that one is from the 60s. We are likely
60s,
capable
baby.
of so much more nowadays.
5 miles, okay? That is a lot of Titans.
Hell, everything I've mentioned in this video is just stuff we know about. Considering we're talking about military technology, they're kind of in the business of not advertising their best weaponry. When I first thought of doing this video, I genuinely thought it would be interesting too, a straight up apocalyptic event. But no, 10 minutes of research and it becomes hilariously clear that we would just win. If the rumbling happened in real life in our modern world, it would probably not even last a day, and our most devastating weapons would stay shelved collecting dust. Now, it should be clarified
Yeah, they would just nuke the crap out of them.
that for the topic of this video, I am talking about the conventional rumbling, the massive army of Wall Titans walking around. The rumbling we see at the end of the series is a little special, with Eren joining the fray with Founding Titan powers in full force. And like, the Founding Titan is stupid powerful. I'm eventually going to make a full video on just how dumb strong she is, but Ymir is basically a higher dimensional being. A being that exists beyond death with the ability to simply produce titans from nothing. Not to mention control over all titans on a physiological level. The idea that we could potentially do something about that is laughable. But like a normal rumbling would really be nothing to us, and there's really not much else that can be said. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the video or found it interesting. The rumbling is one of the more creative end-of-the-world concepts.
You cannot use ground that Nuke fell into for years. Yeah, I know. It'll be a lot of dead space, a lot of ground that, you know, you can't use, you can't plant stuff in the ground, but you know what that's better than? It's better than getting stepped on by a 50-meter tall naked baby
that I've seen in fiction, so it was fun to break this down. I'd appreciate it if you could like, comment, and subscribe.
That was a good one. Why don't y'all rumble over to the subscribe button and smack that one? That was a good video, Zenith Anti-Manga. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's pretty much exactly what I said. Could the modern world beat the rumbling? Yes, very easily, actually.
Like, subscribe, and follow me on Twitch. Stay weird, fam.